Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we are going to talk about how Bob Proctor's method for shifting your paradigm can absolutely change your life for the better. Let's start with a simple definition. What is a paradigm? A lot of times people hear that word and they don't know what it is. A paradigm is simply a system or set of beliefs, attitudes, and values that's in control of the way you live your life. Most people, they were given their paradigm. I've been teaching some of this material for years, and the fact is that I've always referred to it as your inner identity. The definition that I like to use is, it is the you that you are, whether you know it or not. It's all of those attitudes, values, and beliefs that were poured into you by your family, by your friends, by your school, by your church, and by the people around you the most when you were younger. As you have grown and developed, you may have challenged some of those beliefs. You may have challenged some of those values. But that deep inner identity, that person that you are, whether you know it or not, is still in there, and it is the factor that limits you whenever you try to go after a goal. It's a lot like having a car that's on cruise control. If you put your car on cruise control and you set it at 55 miles an hour and suddenly your car starts going downhill and picking up speed, the car will make changes to ensure that you stay at 55 miles an hour. Same thing when the car goes uphill and it starts to slow down, your cruise control will make the changes to ensure that you stay at 55 miles an hour. In this case, the paradigm inside you, inside your mind, is the cruise control. It has set you at a certain speed and it has told you who you are. And it's in control of you whether you realize it or not, all throughout your day, all throughout your life, until and unless you make the decision to change it. It's not just this nebulous, amorphous belief in your head that does the limiting, though. The people that gave you that paradigm, they are also all too happy and eager to remind you of who they decided you are. It's not that they don't love you, because they do. And it's not that they don't want you to succeed, because they do. They just don't want you to outstrip their success or leave. They don't want to miss you. They don't want you to be gone and accomplishing things that they wish that they could. That's not to say that they have any malice or ill will in their heart. They really did their best with you, and they don't want you to leave, and they don't want to outstrip their own success. It's not personal. It's just the way that people defend themselves and their own self-esteem from seeing somebody else that they taught then outstrip their own success. So how do we change this? How do we fix this? The first thing you absolutely must do is make a decision. If you never make the decision to go beyond the paradigm, to go beyond the limits, to go beyond what your inner identity has told you that you are, then it'll never happen. If you don't have what it takes to first make a decision, then you just don't have what it takes to make a true shift in your paradigm, to truly change the inner identity that's in control of you. When you have the ability to make the decision, today is the day that I'm going to make the changes that can turn me into the person that will accomplish what I want to accomplish. You have to make that decision, and that decision has to be today. You don't get to say, tomorrow I will start, because tomorrow will not come. There's been many books and movies and documentaries and studies about the fact that tomorrow never comes if you say you'll do it tomorrow. You must do it today. One concept that I've seen about this is Mel Robbins. She does a great concept where she says you get 5 seconds. Give yourself 5 seconds and deliberately count backwards from 5. Okay, 5 seconds from now, I'm going to change. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're off like a rocket to become the person that you've decided you want to be, to accomplish the things that you've decided you want to accomplish. So once you make that decision, today I change. 5 seconds from now, I change. You have to have a very specific and measurable goal that you're going to go after and attain. Because in order to become the person you need to become, to attain the things you want to attain, you have to know who that person is, and you have to know what that thing is that you want to obtain. So take out a card, write down that goal down in a specific and measurable sense. If you want to learn anything there is to know about having a goal card, setting the goal, and going after it, Click here. We've got a whole series of videos about that. If nothing else, watch the first video in that series. It explains the whole process. Bob Proctor has often said that when he writes a goal down on a goal card, he reads it as often as possible, and anything he writes down on a goal card, he gets. Point blank and period. Because decades ago, he decided that he was a person that when he writes a goal down, he accomplishes that goal. Point blank and period. There's no ifs, ands, buts. There's no wiggle room. There's no negotiation. I wrote it on the card. Now I go and I get it. So first, you made the decision. Second, you made your goal card. And third, what I believe is the most effective way for somebody who's changing their inner identity for the first time is what I call the ugly duckling method. The ugly duckling disappeared and then came back a beautiful swan. The ugly duckling method means that you have to isolate yourself in some sense from the people who have provided you with the paradigm. Whether it's the situations, whether it's the beliefs, whether it's the values, or the people themselves, you've got to have some separation. I'm not saying go into hiding. I'm not saying go join a monastery. I'm not saying go live in a cave and do these things. What I'm saying is internally, emotionally separate yourself from the validation and opinions of the people, situations, organizations that gave you the paradigm in the first place. Have you ever had a friend who was a little bit out of shape and they disappeared for 6 months and they come back and they're in great shape? There's your ugly duckling method. Just disappear for a little while and become the person you want to become and get on the road to accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. When you disappear, and I don't mean physically evaporate from your entire social circle and your family, although some people do that. But when you emotionally disconnect from the good opinion of others and you decide that you want to have a good opinion of you, you will put yourself in the situations and around the people and in the organizations and in the locations that will facilitate you becoming who you are. You'll be at the gym more. You'll be hanging out with gym people. You'll be up early. You'll be going to bed early. You'll cook your own food. You'll make healthy meals. That's how people get into shape. And so when somebody departs from their former typical social situations and they go into doing something completely different, they have to disconnect emotionally from the good opinions of the people who gave them the original paradigm, the ugly duckling syndrome. Disappear for a little while, disconnect for a little while, shut down your social media for a little while, go out there and become the person you want to become and accomplish the things you want to accomplish, and then come back. When you come back, congratulations, you now get to be an inspiration to the other people around you. And that is more important than you having the accomplishments yourself. Paying that forward, because the more people we can pay it forward to, the more people we can teach to shift their inner identity, to change their paradigm, the better every part of this world will be. If you want to learn more about Bob Proctor, we have a playlist about Bob Proctor. If you want to learn about Earl Nightingale, we've got Earl Nightingale. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. We have this type of self-improvement work every single day. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. But either way, we appreciate you watching the video and being here. Rise and shine, heroes. Your world needs you.